right. So Zach said, I'd love feedback on my niche. Okay, great. Let's take this. We're going to put it in the Google Doc and we'll all take a look at this together. Okay, so I help newly diagnosed adults with ADHD in achieving their goals by identifying their strengths and finding supports for their challenged areas like time blindness, procrastination, and self-reflection. Okay, I would say this is clear. Like, I get it. I got no problems with it. This makes sense, I think I would know. I mean, we're talking with people who've just gotten a diagnosis, so they know they have it. And they know probably that they're struggling with time blindness, procrastination, etc. There's two challenges I have with this. One, it's a little bloodless in the language, which is, I mean, you're just writing a summary for this exercise, but I think there could be more oomph to it. But the other thing is, my bigger concern is, so I'm an adult, right? I'm on Island A, and I go to the doctor, and they say, "Oh, we did the test. You have ADHD, pretty strong case." And they're like, "Okay, well, now I know. That's good to know what I'm dealing with." So like, well, I don't want to be on this island anymore with the ADHD that's causing me trouble. So I want to deal with this. So I'm going to go to Island B. They go down to, or they go down to the harbor, right? And they go to the harbor master and say, "Hey, I just got diagnosed with ADHD, and where's the island I can go to get some support with this and make my life better?" And they say, "Oh, you want to go to Island B? That's the place you want to get to." And Island BDHD. And they say, "Go down to this part of the harbor," right? And you'll find some boats there. So you wander down to that part of the harbor, and there are 10,000 boats, and they're all going to Island B. So like, how do you choose? And I think that's the situation you're probably in right now, because there's more and more coaches doing the ADHD thing. So that would be the next bit of homework, is where do you want to fit in all of that? Like, there's a whole world out there now of ADHD coaches. So what's some of my favorite questions, and I would encourage everyone to think about these. Like, one is, what's missing? When you look at the marketplace, what's missing in the marketplace? What's not there? Because if you notice it, don't assume everybody else notices that and sees that it's missing. There's something about you that is noticing that. It's not obvious. So what's missing? And you might also God, what is it called? There's a video. It's like Tad Hargrave. Just on YouTube, search Tad Hargrave 6 important questions or something around niching. But basically, there's the who, what, where, when, why, and how. And I find myself curious about what's unique. Okay, so what's different about you and your approach, either in the who you help, because you might hone it in. So it might be newly diagnosed adults with ADHD, but given how many of them there are, how many coaches, it might be a specific subset of those people. But it could be what you do. It's like, well, yeah, there's a lot of coaches that do ADHD stuff, but my approach, my boat is very different. Could be how you do it, different style, different approach, different philosophy. Who would, where you do it, when you do it, if it's local, and certainly why you do it. There might be a bigger cause that it's a part of. But particularly with the who, the what, the how, I find myself curious what it is that makes you unique. Yeah, and where do you fit in this growing sea? Because there will be more, and for almost all of you, it's just worth considering that whatever you do next year, there will be more people offering that modality. And the year after that, more. And it's an exponential curve up. Because eventually some of these people who start doing it realizing, oh, all the money's made in the teacher trainings. Pyramid scheme continues, and suddenly you've way more people doing this. So then it's this question of like, okay, where do I fit in all of this? How does that land for you, Zach?
Yeah, that's really helpful. I suppose I'm thinking about, like, there's some really heart centered or purpose centered words that I would normally put in a statement like this, but as a newly kind of starting out coach and trying to like refine it into, you know, sort of the format of how to explain a niche in a way that's explainable, right? So it's I take the point about it being kind of bloodless because it does feel that way. Um, yeah, I guess I got to reflect on, you know, what is it? What am I wanting to offer? Because what I want to say is I want to say, you know, well, I guess there's a personal piece in that, you know, myself as a adult, you know, late diagnosed adult with ADHD, I kind of want to be somebody that sees, right? Like I see you. If you're in this space, I can relate. Our experiences are not always the same, but I can relate because I've felt that. Um, and I even put a comment in there around like one of the things that a person in this situation might say is like, "Oh fuck, I thought I was just broken. I thought I was just an idiot. I thought I was just lazy." But no, there's actually a reason. There's actually a brain wiring. And so now it's like, well, what now? Like, how do I navigate life with a completely different understanding of who I am? Right? I thought I was just really shitty at walking. I found out I'm actually a mermaid, and I'm actually meant for the water. Right? So
Yeah.
how do I, you know,
So
how do I navigate now?
yeah, so what I'd say is your experience, your story fits here in the credibility thing.
Okay.
But what we're talking about here for the niche is the relevance piece. And so that the first thing, my primary concern for you is not credibility, but relevance. That people would look at it and say, "Oh my God, that's me, that's for me, that's exactly what I need." That would help them choose your boat
Mm-hmm.
over all the other boats. Like that your ideal people would see your boat and just say, "That's the one for me." Particularly because I just think there's going to be a lot of boats that basically have this exact sign on them.
Yeah.
Um, Now,
Thank you. Yes.
yeah, yeah, further down the harbor, there's I help kids with ADHD, or I help seniors with ADHD, or I help,
Yeah.
men, I help women, I help people in the queer community with ADHD, I help people. There's all sorts of subsections of this. And if we were 10 years ago, I might have said this is great. And I just think where we are now and where it's headed, I would probably hone in a bit more.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome, Zach.